Every day we hear how bad video games are. But what if we could take a video game and have them aid people? Well, those days are here. People are not just using video games for pure entertainment, but are using video games for educational purposes. Teachers, doctors, law enforcement, and our military use video games as part of their education and training. While video games may have been given a bad reputation for people to sit around for hours and cause problems, video games have been used to aid in possible problems that professionals may come across in their jobs. Let's not just stop with the use of video games for training purposes. But what about using video games in education of people that have suffered some sort of injury or have learning disabilities? The use of video games in training and education purposes has become increasingly widespread. With today's technology, video games have aided in the training of doctors and law enforcement in situations that may or will encounter on a regular basis. Think about how this training can aid them while dealing with problems in real life. They won't be second guessing themselves, and more often than not, make a better decision that will save lives. The military uses video games in training to make better pilots, but can also be used in 3D situations as well. When ground troops have to breach a building, they can see obstacles, blind spots, and hidden spots within the building they are breaching. They can also see where each member of their unit is at and better prepare themselves for situations that can develop. While someone with ADHD may not be able to sit and learn in a classroom environment, people with ADHD can sit around for hours in front of a video game. What about a person who is dyslexic? Think about the frustration of someone that has any kind of learning disability. The difference between a video game and sitting in a class is the actual interaction between just sitting and hearing the information and actually getting to participate with the game. Think about what they can learn if that information was put into a video game. People who have a stroke and lose motor skills, think about the idea of using a video game to help rebuild eye-hand coordination, learning to speak again, and gain the strength to walk across or exercise. Being able to do all of this and enjoying doing this with the family members. Think about not having to go to a rehab or travel to a doctor's office or hospital to see a therapist, but rather doing the rehab in the comforts of your own home with your own family members. The cost of staying in a hospital while recovering can be expensive, for which many people cannot afford today. While educating our children, teachers have to look at ways that will aid them in educating the children they deal with every day. One of the best tools out there is the Leapfrog. Children use this information or technology to learn their colors, how to read, learn new math skills, and simple problem solving. Why do we only think that Leapfrog can be used for children? Why can't adults use Leapfrogs to aid with the recovery of a stroke victim? If you think about what happens to a stroke victim, they lose motor skills and eye-hand coordination. This device can be the starting point on teaching a stroke victim on how to communicate again. While everyone does learn in a different way, many people do learn better when they can see the outcome. So why not put information into a video game that will teach people the same thing? Being able to see what is the outcome prior to it actually happening will make you not second guess yourself. You will be able to build confidence in knowing that you are making the correct decisions. Video games can be a distraction. Video games can also be a benefit in education. Video games are being used for educational purposes and training. Is there other ways that we can benefit from the use of video games in our day-to-day lives? I say there is no boundary to the use of video games and how they can aid us in our lives. The only limit I can think of is limiting ourselves to the use of video games in educational purposes. Thank you.